Hello, 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 and welcome to the machine gun Bioshock 1 weapon guide. So, the machine gun, it has 40 loaded bullets. It fires really fast. It cannot headshot. Deals decent damage over time. The basic rounds deal 40 damage. The anti-personnel rounds deal 108. And then armor-piercing rounds deal 60 to Big Daddies and 120 against machines. So, against a Big Daddy, the armor-piercing rounds are actually quite effective. They can be used to put out some decent damage output. The fact that it can't headshot is a big downside. This is a good weapon just to use when you don't want to waste ammo on power weapons. Like, the game just throws ammo for this thing at you, so let's check out its recoil and its spray. So I'm just going to find a nice wall here. So let's just shoot a few shots. So you can see this has quite a lot of spread. So let me go back a little bit. So let's just shoot this wall. So the weapon inherently has a lot of spread, so that's one thing to keep in mind about it. It's not a very accurate weapon. I'm fairly certain ADSing does increase the accuracy of this weapon, but if you're going to be using this, you shouldn't use it at range, really. There's no reason to. I would really only use this at close and medium range. So the furthest range I would use it is here, this pillar. This is the effective range of it. You can rapidly tap. So you see how if I hold in M1, it starts to recoil. You can actually just spam click a bunch for 0 recoil. So you can do that while ADSing for really good accuracy, but the lack of headshots, I don't really see a reason to ADS. I would just kind of play like this. The recoil is pretty consistent, so I'm just going to hold in the recoil. It just keeps going up. So you can easily control the recoil. You don't have to hold it. I can just go just kind of like this. You just kind of pull back on the mouse as it's shooting. So yeah, so it's the SMG. So let's get into some kind of fight. All right, I'm ready now to take on one of them Big Daddies. All right, so I'm gonna take on one of them Big Daddies. I don't have armor-piercing rounds on this, so it's not gonna be too effective. But I'm gonna use this anyways. So here we go. Hey there, buddy boy. All right, let's just use. So one tactic you can use against bouncers. This isn't so much exclusive to what I'm doing. You can just kind of stand behind things. Just gonna kind of shoot them a lot. So this is what the SMG is good for. It's just good for spamming damage. The basic rounds fall off as you keep getting further in the game. So that's one thing to note. Whoa! So you're going to have to rely on anti-personnel rounds to deal good damage to enemies when you get late in the game. The basic rounds could still be used for finishing. Whoops. That's just bad jumping. So I'm kind of abusing his AI. And he's dead. Alright, so first Big Daddy on Survivor difficulty. Great. I'll rescue you because I'm not an asshole. No, I'm just kidding. You can target them. It doesn't matter. It's just a video game. Alright, so let's see if we can find some splices. Bloody splices. Alright, so let's hit the map. Let's go to an area where enemies probably respawn, so let's just kind of go down here. Find that staircase that was just at. Where is it? Here we go. Let's just hop down here. So this weapon is bad at burst. It's good at DPS. It doesn't really deal burst damage. With anti-personnel rounds, it's kind of bursty. It's actually decent with anti-personnel rounds, but overall it's a weapon where you just kind of fight like this. You just kind of just run into things and just shoot them. You can't really peek and use this because you just kind of be going like this, which would be stupid. So it doesn't. So against enemies with guns, it's not the best. It doesn't really combo well with Electro Bolt, but it is good with Incinerate because Incinerate does damage over time. So then you can kind of stack the DPS, which is it's fairly effective. You can also do things like set foes on fire with Incinerate and then hit them with bees. If you use that in the opposite, if you use bees and then Incinerate, the Incinerate will nuke the bees. However, burning enemies can be swarmed with bees and the bees will not die. So you could hit someone with Incinerate, hit them with bees, and then start DPSing with the machine gun, and that would be a decent combo to use with it. Overall, it's a really straightforward weapon like the pistol. The ammo types are just kind of basic, where like one improves damage versus like machines and big daddies, and the other one improves damage versus like personnel. So it doesn't really give you like utility. Am I done? Oh yeah, I got all those little sisters. So that's another thing to keep in mind with it, is it's just kind of like a filler weapon. We got something here. So here's like the use case. You just kind of like gun things down at like close range. It's great for, just like the pistol, it's great for finishing. So like if you want to like use like a shotgun to get like a good fat shot in, and like that puts the enemy at like 70 or like 30% health, just finish them off with the SMG really quick or with the pistol. That's like, I would say either use one or the other. Like either invest in the pistol or the SMG. SMG upgrades are okay. One reduces recoil, which I would say is like completely useless because you can just keep spamming and it shoots at the same fire rate and it just doesn't have recoil. And the other one that increases damage is okay. I wouldn't recommend it. I would say the shotgun upgrades should be the first upgrades you try to get, and then like chemical thrower, and then once you get it, crossbow. You can invest in RPG too, but I just don't. But yeah, so to recap, it's a good finishing tool. I would not use this to like open fights unless it's against weak enemies that you know you can just quickly kill them. You can quickly tap M1 to mitigate the recoil. It will actually nullify the recoil so that there is no recoil. So that's very overpowered, but it completely negates the need of one of the weapon upgrades. The damage increase is okay. It can't headshot. It has inherent spread, and then ADSing does reduce the spread. So you can ADS and like tap. Let me check what my ADS key is. I actually don't use it really in this game. Oops. Customize controls, customize keys, yes. Where is it? Equipment? Toggle zoom, Z. Oh, okay. Alright, let's check this out. So let's confirm the accuracy of this thing. So we'll shoot... we'll shoot here. Okay, so ADSing does not help it. So don't even bother. Just shoot from the hip. The pistol's 100% accurate from the hip, so totally fine to do that. The SMG does not seem to benefit from ADSing, so there's no point. You also can't zoom with the shotgun, by the way, but I'm going to cover that in the next video, so I'll see you then.